नमस्ते नमस्ते नमस्ते। मैं बहुत अच्छा हूँ। नमस्ते। मैं पहले एक छोटी सी प्रार्थना करता हूँ। ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री पतंजलये नमः। योगेन चित्तस्य पदेन वाचा मलं शरीरस्य च वैद्यकेन योपाकरोत्तं प्रवरं मुनीनां पतञ्जलिं प्राञ्जलिरानतोऽस्मि। ओम शांतिश शांतिश शांति। बहुत अच्छा लगा। मैं उसके बारे में एक आपको और एक बताता हूँ। 78 में मैंने मेरे पहले योगा टीचर केरला में मिले थे। तो अभी इस बरस 2023 जनवरी में मैं फिर केरला में गया था। तो उसको 44 ईयर्स हो गए हैं। तो मेरे को एक स्पेनिश योगा टीचर ने उसका काम देखने के लिए बुलाया था 10 दिन के लिए। तो जब मैं उधर गया तो पहले दिन मैं जब रात को सोया था, तो वो टीचर, केरला के जो टीचर थे, वो मेरे सपने में आए थे और उन्होंने बताया कि आपका जो इंडिया का सेंटर है वो केरला में यही जगह करना है आपको। तो वो टीचर 44 ईयर्स के बाद मेरे सपने में आए थे। तो इस बरस 2023 में मैंने केरला में मेरा सेंटर शुरू किया है। उसका नाम है आदि योगा आरोग्य केंद्र और वो मरारी में है, मरारी नाम का गांव। सो दिस इज़ अनदर इंटरेस्टिंग एक्सटेंशन। क्या है, मेरा मेरी जो माई ओपिनियन इज लाइक दिस। सी, एवरी पर्सन is definitely interested in something, whatever they are interested. They may be interested in dancing, acting, studying, or whatever. Now, whatever they are doing, ultimately it depends on the mind. They think that it depends on the body, but actually it depends on the mind of that person. That is why so many new techniques or books are coming nowadays, like Power of Now and etc. So everything ultimately depends on the mind of that person. So that person should not concentrate on the discipline given in the traditional yoga. For example, waking up at 4 o'clock, etc. They should not worry about that too much. They should first understand that whatever they want to do is depends on their mind, and the mind can be trained by yoga. If they understand this much, they will automatically be interested in yoga. Only thing they have to find out is what kind of training they have to give to their mind. And yoga gives all kinds of options. So if they find a teacher who is able to give them real knowledge of the yoga, not just exercise class or etc., somebody who can tell them how their mind can be changed, and that will benefit what they want. So once they get that benefit, they will like to get more benefit and more benefit, and ultimately they will go into higher and higher stages. So this is the way the yoga should be taught now. अच्छा, अच्छा। इसके पहले मैं आपको एक बताता हूँ। आपने जो अभी पिक्चर्स दिखाए, उसमें उसके बारे में मैं एक बताना चाहता हूँ। सी, माय योगा नॉलेज is mainly due to my father's blessing. So, my father was uh, a complete example of the mental peace. So, when I started studying yoga more deeply, then I came to know that he is displaying all those qualities which are written in the yoga. But mainly, what happens is that everything the human being does depends on the mind of that person. Now, all the yogas which you just now quoted, they are called classical yoga system. जैसे पतंजलि, भगवत गीता, etc., etc. In the classical yoga system, their final goal is to get moksha. But what I found is that there is hardly anybody interested in moksha. That is why in Bhagavad Gita it says that Manushyanam sahastreshu kaschid yatati siddhaye. So what I did was I created a system called Adi Yoga which first gives the person what they want, and that also depends on the mind. So I tell them how to train the mind to get what they want so that they become happy. After some time, they will like to have higher happiness. Like a person who has happiness of high school, he will like to get happiness of college, then happiness of PhD, etc. So ultimately, some of those persons will be interested in the happiness of moksha, and that is the time they will perform the classical yoga automatically. If you force the classical yoga from the beginning, they will not do it. But according to me, they should study it so that they know what classical yoga is telling about the mind. And that mind knowledge in our yoga system is far beyond the psychology and psychiatry in the modern world. So that knowledge of the mind is very, very important. And that knowledge should be given in simple language to the people, because most of the people do not know Sanskrit language. So that is what I want to tell. So now I will tell you what is the new thing happening in my life. So recently what I found is that in the Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, the presentation which is done is very, very complicated. Also, there are certain things missing in the Patanjali. For example, definition of Chitta is not there. But his famous Yoga Sutra is Yogas Chitta Vritti Nirodha. So he has talked about the Vritti, but Chitta is not defined. Similarly, many important concepts are not defined. So ultimately, I found them out and I defined them. Then some of the things are not presented correctly. For example, Ishvara Pranidhan, that is surrender to the will of God. This is in Patanjali is according to me is almost totally wrong, because the Patanjali has taken all the concepts from Sankhya Yoga, and Sankhya Yoga doesn't have God or Ishvara. But what he did was, he has added Ishvara from the Vedanta system. So now he has connected Sankhya Yoga with Ishvara and created his yoga system. But the presentation of Ishvara, according to me, is not correctly done. So what I did was, I removed all his Ishvara Yoga Sutras and I wrote my own new chapter on Ishwar Pranidhan. And I rearranged the entire Patanjali from 4 chapters into 12 chapters by adding more things, modifying things, and writing some new things like Ishwar Pranidhan. So now that book is called Patanjali Code, and when people read it, it is very easy to understand. And I already have tested this for last 2 years. That is why that book is now translated in German and Italian. So you can see that they were able to translate Yoga Sutras into German and Italian by studying my Patanjali Code. So it is very interesting that the Patanjali will be accessible now. And my teacher has told me to do it in Marathi language. And as you know that last time I told you that I would like to do the Adi Yoga in Hindi language, which I have completed approximately 50%. So these are two new things. There are some other new things, which like the Adi Yoga Arogya Kendra in Kerala. And last month I opened a Italian Adi Yoga chapter. So I think I'm going to focus my work on California, India, and Europe, mainly Italy. So it is becoming now more concentrated. नहीं, क्या होता है कि हर एक आदमी जो है ना, एवरीबडी हैज सम विश. Unless you have some wish, you will not do any action. Like suppose you want to eat pizza, then you will try to find out a pizza shop. So without any wish, you will not do anything. So every person, depending on their background, has different wishes, and that is what they will try for. Now some people, what happens is they get attracted by some other person. For example, suppose Baba Ramdev ji gives a lecture. So somebody who is a common household lady, she will get attracted. Now she will start doing what Baba Ramdev is saying. But Baba Ramdev may be saying 10 things, but she will only do those 3 things which she likes. Like suppose she has a diabetes problem. So she will do some Kapalabhati, little bit of Yogasana, and she will stop there. Because she is not keenly interested in the knowing the Vedas and mantras and so on. So those yogis who are totally convinced that they want the samadhi state, only those will practice very strongly. That's why in Patanjali he says, तीव्र संवेगानाम आसन्नः. That means जिनका तीव्र संवेग होता है, only those people will get samadhi state, and all others will get lower and lower states. Now there is another problem, that when somebody does yoga in whatever form, he progresses better than the average person. And then he gets interested in money or name and fame. So he goes in that direction, and his progress towards the samadhi state is halted. That is the problem, because samadhi state requires total dedication for samadhi state only. So that is why the problem is to reach the final state becomes very hard. And many people you will find they are teaching yoga only as exercise, maximum breathing exercises, etc. But they are not trying to teach meditation or beyond that. And some of them who are teaching meditation, they are talking about it, but they themselves are not doing it. So their ideas are not sure. They are not sure about what they are saying. So their knowledge is incomplete. So the problem is to find a teacher who has that knowledge becomes very hard. So this is the problem in the samadhi state. Yes, करेक्ट. सी क्या होता है, my observation is Indian life, as you said, it is somewhat busy because of mainly because of population, and everything is is deteriorated due to population. Once you go on the road, you see hundreds of vehicles, hundreds of people. Even if you are yourself peaceful, by the time you come home, you are little bit tired. So to do any mental practice becomes very hard. So people choose television. They feel that television is giving them relaxation or entertainment. But in the Western countries, the population is low and the air quality is better. And some Indians think that foreigners are doing yoga because they are economically better. That is totally wrong. I can tell you that India is far better than Italy in economy. So what happens is that the overseas people, they are more interested in the yoga knowledge because they already are saturated in the material enjoyment. So they are looking for this yoga knowledge. Their all old systems have failed, like their medicine has failed, psychiatry has failed, even the physics, chemistry where they are better than India, those physics, chemistry are used for wars. So it has not led to the peace. It has led to more and more problems. So they are definitely looking for yoga. So the quality of a student overseas is definitely better than India. There is no doubt. Now, in my own case, I am looking for very serious students. So when I go abroad, or whether I go abroad or whether I teach in India, I don't teach non-serious students. I'm not trying to create a crowd. I'm looking for a serious student. So even in the exercise, the foreign students are much more interested in knowing the details. And those other students, they are very interested in the philosophical knowledge. And some of them have studied very deeply. Like you can see, when I wrote the Patanjali code, in India, I think only one person bought it. And there was nobody to review the book. Only my Sanskrit teacher helped me. Then I went to California where I got some help. But when I went to Austria and Italy, the two students there, they immediately studied that book completely, day and night. Even the person who was psychiatrist in the hospital, he took 2 weeks off. I remember he was waking up at 6 o'clock. He has three children, small. Still, he studied the whole day, and his wife helped him. And he completely translated my work in German language, which is not an easy thing to do. So, what I'm saying is that there are two types of students. Some people are only interested in the body part, but even the body part, they are very seriously interested. They do want to look like a model, not just do for diabetes or something like that. And those who are serious in philosophy, they will go to any extent to study that philosophy. This difference I am noticing. That is why I go to any place where there is a serious student. Sometimes I have only one student for a month, but I go there. So that is what I want to say. देखिए क्या होता है कि एज आई टोल्ड यू एवरीथिंग डिपेंड्स ऑन द माइंड. नाउ माइंड wants to do two types of things. Some things the body is needed. Suppose that mind wants to get Olympic gold medal in running. Definitely the legs are needed. So some of the wishes of the mind, they require body, and some of the wishes of the mind, they only require mind. But if the body is too much problematic, then the mind is uh, spent for the body problems. For example, suppose somebody is paining too much, it will be very hard for that person to meditate. So ultimately, the body becomes important. That is why they say, Shariram Adyam Khalu Dharma Sadhanam. So now what happens is, See, all the body of the person is always made from the food only. There is nothing else which makes the body. That means you have to take the food from outside, like air, water, etc., and then the body is formed. So you cannot avoid food at all. And food is the most important thing in the yoga before even the exercise. So I will tell you, according to me, the most important thing is the food, not exercise. Second most important is the relaxation or peace of mind. And the third one is the exercise. But all the people are doing exercise without worrying about food. And some of them are stressing themselves. Like they are tired, but they are still doing yoga exercise. That exercise is totally useless. They should do it when they are relaxed. So this whole thing is a complex which must start with the body only. But some people are only doing body and they are doing exercise and they are not looking at the food. So one should understand what the food means. So I will tell you, 3 years ago, I wrote 7 sutras on food. So maybe next time we can talk about those food sutras. There are 7 sutras in which I wrote all my ideas of food in 7 sentences. So that is what I want to tell you about the food. Okay, I will tell you in short. The, the first sutra is you should eat the food only if you are hungry. If you are not hungry, you should not eat. Number two is you should eat maximum variety of food. So what I did was I made a list of all the fruits I know. So there are 200 in my list. Then I wrote all the vegetables I know. And there are more than 50 vegetables. There are more than 25 grains. And there are more than 50 dals are there, dal, which is called legumes. So what I did was I made this list and I go on using one item in that list every day, one or two items. And until that list is completed, I don't repeat that item. So I will tell you that I repeat one fruit after 3 months. Because suppose there are 200 fruits are there. And if you eat 3 fruits every day, it will go for almost 2 months. That means if you eat banana today, you have to eat another banana after 2 months. So the second sutra is variety of food. If you want, I'll tell you one more. See, the third one is at one single time, you should not eat too many items. You should eat minimum number of items at one single time. Because if you eat too many items, the digestion becomes difficult. Like this, there are 7 different rules are there. नहीं, 200 मेरे लिस्ट में है, बट अभी पूना में आप देखेंगे ना, तो पूना का जो मंडई है, देर आर मिनिमम 50 fruits are available. I can tell you there are 2-3 types of bananas are there, 2-3 types of apple are there, grape there are black and green grapes are there. Then there is the guava is there. So if you will find that you can easily get around 30-40 fruits. Yes, correct. See, I will tell you, I teach in Zopadpatti. There are many Zopadpatti children. I have taught them, and I also created international level yoga teachers in the Zopadpatti. Now, there are very few people who are really poor in India. But what happens is that, see, they have to understand that if they spend less on food, they will spend more on medicine. So I know some people, they spend up to half of their salary in medicine. I have one Jopatpatti lady and her son was not well. So she paid 1 lakh rupee in Dinanath hospital. Her salary for the entire year is 50,000. So I told her, how did you spend 1 lakh? So she said that she gave all her saving and she also borrowed some from her relatives. So this is happening. So they have to understand that they should give good amount for the food. Like I will tell you, in my own example, half of my income I give for food only. Half of my income is for food. So they have to give that importance, and within their limit also they can follow these rules. Not completely, but the more and more they follow, they will find a much benefit. Yes. सी बच्चों को क्या होता है कि when you teach the children, children like fun and they also like action. So when you teach children, you should incorporate fun and action. Now these children which you showed just now, they are coming from very poor background. So I also give them food, etc. And sometimes I take them for picnic. So their life is more enriched by that. And slowly, slowly, I also teach them how to study in the schools. So currently, there is one girl. That girl, I saw her in one municipal school, and she is progressing very fast. She is now in 10th grade. I think you saw that girl. And she has already learnt. I bought her a laptop in last summer. So she is now able to use computer, and I changed her school to a very good school, and she is standing second in that school. So this way, that girl is now slowly becoming serious. When she started, it was fun, but now she is aspiring to go for higher education. So this way, um, the main thing is that I myself first enjoyed yoga. Now I want to give that to the other people through the Adi Yoga without forcing them traditional yoga or something like that. And I want to give them at their level and slowly take them up to whatever maximum they can go. And I'm not worried how much they go, but I'm noticing definitely that they are going up. So that is what makes me enjoy that. Yeah, see, the main problem in India is that the educational authorities, they do not feel that yoga is that important. They talk about it, but they do not really feel it's important. All of them feel it is very important to get good income. That is why you will find that all the children, when they go to any school, they first see whether they will get good income from that school education. So you will see all the people going to IIT or they go to convent school. They are ready to sacrifice even the Indian culture for that. They are ready to sacrifice Indian culture and go to convent school. So they, in their real mind, they are not convinced that yoga will help them. Now, second thing is that the yoga teachers, they are not trained at that level, partially because the uh, the yoga teachers, they are not getting sufficient income, so they will not take those jobs. They will like to teach privately and get money, but the amount of money in yoga is very little. Many people think that yoga teachers are getting a lot. Like in my case, some people think that I'm always in different countries, so I'm getting lot of money, but that is not true. The only thing I'm getting is my tickets and my stay, and I'm not asking them. So whatever they give me, I take it. But I'm lucky that I'm getting students and they are paying for my ticket. But of course, I know the yoga that much that I can teach them. Now, in the schools, this is the problem, and that is why there is no sufficient facility which is dedicated for yoga. There is lot of talk is going on, and also because of the competition in India, which is also due to population, there is lot of politics there. Like I am also offered in many colleges, universities positions, but there is no action. They are only offering in the words, but they are not doing anything. So I'm not worried about that. I do my own work at on a small scale. But what you are saying is true, that yoga should be given in a formal way. I think that Ramdev ji really tried to do work in that area. But I think Ramdev ji also has some obstacles because Ramdev ji doesn't have degrees. So I think some people who are more degree holders, they think that he's below them, but actually he knows it way more than them. So this is the problem in India. See what happens in foreign countries. There are, I told you, there are serious yoga people, and the Western people like American or British or Europeans, they are very, very smart. So they will fight with the government. Indian people don't fight that much, they only talk a lot. So they will fight legally. And like in Britain, there was a opposition to sing Om in the school because it is a Hindu sound. But the British yoga teachers fought and they made it legal. Like that, they will fight. Now, in you will see in Germany, in USA, in UK, many schools have yoga. Now, of course, they are coming from Christian background. So the total number is less than India. But the population of India is far more than US. So percentage wise, they are doing very good. And the way they are teaching is very systematic. And I heard that in Germany, many high schools are teaching Sanskrit language, which is important for understanding the higher level yoga. And I went to London once and I met the teacher. Actually, that teacher had studied in Pune Deccan College. And that teacher has written books on Sanskrit. And he told me that the Sanskrit is compulsory in that school for last 15 to 20 years. It is compulsory, whereas it is optional in Pune schools. So this is the problem that after some time, Indians might have to study with the foreign teachers. And I know for sure that there are some Indians, they are reading the foreign teachers' books on yoga. And I will tell you, the foreign Western countries, they are very good in economics. So they are charging a lot. So the Indian student is paying more to an American teacher than paying the Indian teacher. This is happening. And I will tell you one very surprising thing. When I go to any new place in India to teach, I always tell them I am from USA. Then they give me a better reception. Even for voluntary work, they don't accept if I'm Indian. If I say I am from USA, they immediately respect me. So you can see what is happening. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I think some people are trying to change that now. So it will change according to me. I think the current government is suitable for that. So it will change. And we are trying, I can tell you. I am a member of two, three different channels who are trying this effort. यस। नहीं, ऑस्ट्रिया से मैं मोस्ट लाइकली चेक रिपब्लिक जाने वाला हूँ, एंड देन आई विल रिटर्न टू इटली, एंड देन आई विल कम टू इंडिया। 15 अगस्त के लिए आऊँगा। थैंक यू सो मच। सो नो वन हैज़ अ क्वेश्चन टुडे। हाँ, आवाज़ मिल रही है। हाँ, ठीक है। नहीं, वो क्वेश्चन किसी को नहीं है आज। अच्छा, ठीक है। हाँ। अच्छा, चलता है, बाद में भी देखते हैं वो। हम्म। उसकी लिंक मेरे को भेज देना। ओके सर, थैंक यू। सर, you have more intelligent friends. I have to meet all of them. Yes, I know that. I know, I know that. नहीं, ठीक है। हाँ। अरे वाह वाह वाह। हाँ, वो देखा मैंने। हम्म। अच्छा, ठीक है सर। अभी आप पटना में रहते हैं? अच्छा अच्छा। अच्छा अच्छा, ठीक है सर। ठीक है सर।